What's up, OCVarsity? Dan Albano here, Orange County Register, and it's time for our Monday's update show here on high school football. We're going to talk about our new top 25, which has come out today. We're going to talk about our athletes a week on offense and defensive sides of the ball, and we're also going to update you on a story or two that we've been following. You probably been following over the weekend. Let's start there at that place. One story that certainly caught my attention, I'm sure a lot of you guys' attention, was the performance on Friday by La Habra sophomore cornerback Clark Phillips III. You know, this guy was not on my radar. I don't know if he was on your radar, but he's definitely on my radar now after he returned 3 interceptions, all for touchdowns, in a 49-14 victory by La Habra against CIF-ranked Connolly of Ontario. So Connolly was no slouch. I think they had some quarterback issues. Their quarterback in that game might have been injured, but still, Clark Phillips got on the radar with 3 interceptions. And then, you know, if that wasn't enough on Friday night in a breakout performance for just a sophomore, then and we got right down to the hour and the minutes. Clark said at around 11:45 Saturday morning, UCLA offered him. So you know, who is this Clark Phillips kid? You know, just got offered by UCLA. Because he wasn't on my radar. I'm pretty sure he wasn't in the OCVarsity Hot 150. Well, it turns out Clark is a transfer from St. John Bosco. As we know, they play some pretty good football over there. He was on the freshman team last year. Good enough they got promoted to play varsity, but didn't to the varsity squad, but didn't play. But to read a little bit more about Clark and all the competitions he's been facing, he's been facing some great wide receivers in the recent weeks, and a little bit more about Clark's season, check out my story on OCVarsity later on tonight or tomorrow. So let's get into our honorees for the week, award winners. So Defensive Player of the Week, yep, it was Clark. But he had some good competition. You know, one guy that really impressed me in my game on Friday was Abdul Malik McLean, who was a one-man wrecking crew for Jay Sarah in their impressive victory against Los Al. 2 sacks, a safety, also contributed several hurries, caught a touchdown pass as well. But congrats to Mr. Phillips, Captain Phillips, as I was calling him over the weekend. And then Offensive Player of the Week is Ryan Cragen, the wide receiver from St. Margaret's, senior committed to Penn. He scored 6 touchdowns in a blowout victory against Laguna Beach, and he did that all on a bum ankle. The word was it was pretty black and blue. So we already knew Ryan. Ryan was on our radar, and he's an outstanding highlight machine for the Tartans, who are off to a great start. They're firmly in the OCVarsity top 25. So let's talk about that. So the interesting, some shake up a little bit in the OCVarsity top 25. Let's start with the top 10, which of course has Mater Dei at number 1. They're 5-0 after their victory up north against St. Mary's in impressive fashion. Mission Viejo stays at number 2 after that close competitive victory against Santa Margarita on Friday night. Olu goes to 3, and then it goes J. Sarah, Santa Margarita. So the Santa Margarita got some respect from the voters, didn't tumble too far after that narrow loss to Mission Viejo. You know, really showed that they were a legit team. And then Servite is the kind of the Trinity team on the outside looking in. I mean, if you want to call number 6 in the county the outside, but they're coming at number 6. And then you got San Clemente, La Habra, and then you got Edison, Los Al kind of rounding out the top 10. Just outside on the fringe are Corona del Mar at 11 and Los Al, Capo Valley at number 12. So then at the bottom are a couple teams, Trabuco Hills and Fountain Valley. So rounding out that top 25. So, you know, the Trinity League teams, obviously they got, as far as Orange County teams, they have 5 of the top 6 teams in Orange County. The Trinity League is off this week. So they have a bye, then they'll be back in action. So that probably makes you wonder, well, what's the game of the week? What do we got to talk about as far as the top game of the week? So you got to come back Tuesday, see where the OCVarsity Gridiron Show is going to be. We got a good game for you. I think it's going to be flashbacks of great games past and a good rivalry in the future. So I think that's going to be a real good game. Come back on Tuesday. Wednesdays, Fryer and I get back into our prediction battle. Come see how the duel is going and how am I doing against the legendary Steve Fryer. Tough battle, tough situation for me, but I'm giving it all I got. And then Thursday, Friday, we're back into game coverage. So stick here all week with us here on OC Varsity.